It's another seed starting day. We already have a bunch of fun things happening down here. We are going to add even more to it today. I have all the seeds here that we are going to get started with today. February and March is a big time for seed starting for us around here in Wisconsin. We have already got a bunch of flowers started, our onions, other spring crops, and we did our peppers in the last seed starting round that we did just a few weeks ago. But now is a great time, if you haven't already, to start tomatoes. And we are going to start 6 different tomatoes today. We have the classic beefsteak, the lemon boy, which is a beautiful yellow slicing tomato, best boy hybrid, the San Marzano 2, which is an Italian paste tomato or Roma style tomato. This one is indeterminate, so it will grow really big, but we plant quite a few of these because I use this in all of our pizza sauce, spaghetti sauce, any sort of red sauce. This is the base of it. And then we're going to do 2 different cherry tomatoes, the honeycomb hybrid and our favorite, the super sweet 100. And then a new one to me, we're going to start some lemongrass this year. I've never grown this. It says you can either direct seed or transplant. So we're going to try starting it inside and put it out when it's warm and see what happens. And I have 2 different kinds of basil. We're going to do a cinnamon basil, mostly for cut flower bouquets. I love this as a filler, but we may end up cooking with it. And then a classic Italian large leaf basil. I have 2 different kinds of chives. I'm going to do the Dolores variety and a garlic chive, which just sounded super yummy to me. Then we have a whole bunch of flowers we can start right now. We're going to start 2 different kinds of Cosmo, the Cupcakes White and Apricota. Then we're going to start some dahlias from seed. These are seeds I saved from our own dahlias we grew out in the garden, just ones that I really love the color of and hope to get some similar colors like that out in the garden. Then we're going to do the giant hybrid mix and a pom-pom mix. We're also going to start some marigolds. These I'm going to plant in the vegetable garden just for a little bit of color and to keep the pests away. I have 1 variety of feverfew we're doing today, the Sunny Ball. And then I'm going to grow a couple for dried flower bouquets. 1 variety of status, the pastel shades, so that should give us a variety of different colors that we can dry. And 3 different kinds of straw flower. I have the apricot peach mix, cranberry rose, and the vintage white. I have 1 variety of stock. We're going to grow the antique rose again this year. And this last flower, I actually planted some in our last seed starting round, and it's the moonflower. There was only about 5 seeds in this packet. We did 2 packs last time, and out of the 10 seeds, I think I got 8 of them to germinate. And that is not enough for the lattice fencing I want these to cover. So I got 4 more packs that we're going to plant up today. And that is everything. So I'm going to get our seed trays prepped and ready to go. And we can talk some garden stuff while I plant these things up. I have got our trays all prepped and ready to go here. I took just a few minutes to write out all of our labels that we need, fill up all these trays, kind of decide what we were starting in each tray. So I'll show you our plan of attack here. This first 72 count tray will be mostly tomatoes, a couple marigolds, and our cinnamon basil. This next 72 count tray is going to be mostly our flowers, the Cosmos, straw flowers, status, and stock. I have a couple of these 2-inch pots that we're going to do our chives and basil in. In this 36 cell tray, we're going to do our dahlias. Filled up a few more of these 6 packs for our moonflower and lemongrass. Starting here with our tomatoes, all these are going to go a 1/4 inch deep. So I'm just going to make a little divot with the Sharpie here and get all of these planted up for you. Okay, you guys, I want to talk about the vegetable garden this year and some fun plans we have. Not just the planting, we're obviously going to do that too. I really just want to refine this space, add some charm, a little rustic flair to this area. And without giving too much away, I have some plans just for adding some lighting, a few ideas for trellising and adding a little vertical grow space. I want to incorporate just a few flowers and just kind of finish making the space what I always dreamed it could be someday. And I really just can't wait to take you guys all along and show you, what we end up doing in this space. I can see this from my kitchen window and our dining room window, and I love creating areas in those spaces where I can look out and just see something beautiful in the yard, whether it's flowers growing, the vegetable garden, and I cannot wait to have some lights in there, some flowers, and just have it be this beautiful little space for me to enjoy. And you guys, we are getting so close to planting time outside. We got out there last weekend. My husband and I did a little yard cleanup, and I got in our raised bed vegetable garden for the first time this year. It felt so great to get outside, get in the sunshine, get my hands in the dirt. We cleaned out all the beds, raked them out, and now they're ready for their fresh layer of compost that we're going to have brought in very soon to top these beds off. And we have potatoes that are going to be coming very soon. We ordered some russet potatoes again this year, so we're going to have one full bed of potatoes. And in the first 2 weeks of April, we start direct seeding right into these garden beds some peas, carrots, radishes, different lettuce. And soon after that, we're planting some of these spring crops from inside that we started. And we'll be getting our cool season flowers out of here. And before you know it, it's going to be May and we're going to be planting these tomatoes. We got all these tomatoes planted up. I'm just going to cover these seeds with a little bit of soil, and we're going to water everything in at the end when we're done with all these trays. And next, we're going to move on to our flower tray. We're going to talk about plans for these flowers now that our cut flower garden is no more. This next flower tray should go fairly quickly. We're going to do 12 each of our cosmos, and they get just covered lightly, so I did a little divot in the soil here. Most of the rest of these, the feverfew, status, and straw flower, all need light to germinate. They're just surface sown. We're going to push them right into the soil. And I'm going to do 12 each of feverfew and status, and 6 each of our straw flower. And our stock, we're going to do 6 cells, and they just get covered very lightly. So I put a little divot in the soil to remind myself. So let's get going on this tray. As I was saying, with the cut flower garden being no more, one of the things that we did last weekend on that nice day was clear out the rest of the fencing that used to be the cut flower garden that was left after the tree took out the other half of it. So we're going to do some big changes to that area, and we've been talking about doing this for a while here. I've had that cut flower garden for many years. I really just wanted a space to grow rows of beautiful flowers of all kinds and colors, not have to worry about things matching, and just let my heart go wild and plant whatever I felt like that year. And so we tilled up a space, put some stakes in the ground, added some wire fencing, and I grew different things in this area every year here. And I had so much fun with it. But I always knew that this flower garden was going to be temporary because we do need some more evergreen coverage to create some privacy and a border in this backyard. And I really just want to close off this space a little more, make this backyard a little more cozy and private. Have you feel like you're surrounded with plants with a tree border back there. So when the cottonwood tree came down, kind of forcing us to clear out that space, it makes it the perfect year to start working on that border. So we'll see how far we get with that this year. But now with that space open, I'm picturing a deep flower bed mixed with some cut flowers that we grow among perennials and having the tree border in the background. So we'll just make kind of a more practical use of this area and start adding all those forever things in, which means we get to go tree and plant shopping, which is one of my favorite things to do. So between that new back flower border and the south side of our house, that's where most of the majority of my cut flowers will end up that I'm growing. The next tray we're doing is going to be our dahlias. I have this 36 cell tray here. I'm going to do 12 cells of each kind of dahlia that we're growing, and they go a 1/4 inch deep. So I'm going to put a little divot in and get planting. Oh, dahlias. I'm not sure that I have a favorite flower, but if I was forced to choose, it might be this one. I grow some from seed and from saved tubers that I've purchased through the years, and I'm going to show you later on when we're closer to planting those what we're going to be growing for dahlias this year. But I am especially excited about these saved seeds. There is one dahlia in particular I got growing from seed one year that I absolutely loved. It was this soft apricot color, single petaled. It was gorgeous. I let this go to seed and saved some from this and a few other dahlias that I just loved the color of out in the garden. And obviously, I saved the tubers as well, so we will have the exact replica of these. But I'm excited to see what these seeds give us. If it's anything close to the colors I saved these from, these are going to be gorgeous. And now I'm moving right along. I'm going to plant up our basil and chives, and these all go a 1/4 inch deep. So I'm just going to scatter seeds right on the top of these pots, top them up with a layer of soil, and friends, we are on to our last tray that we have to plant up today. I have our last seed tray we're working with today. We just have some of our moonflower that we planted up last time. Remember from last time, these seeds are giant and they go a 1/4 inch deep, so this is going to go really quick. And for our lemongrass, that is just surface cells. We're going to sprinkle the seeds over the cells, kind of tap them in, and then we have to get everything watered in that we got done today. These moonflower are actually really cool. They look kind of weird breaking out of their giant seed pod, but when they do, they just explode with growth. It is so fun to have things like this down here with these giant leaves on it already. I'm hoping these continue to grow like this. And it should be great coverage to fill up the lattice fencing. I'm planning to put these up on with some dark purple morning glories. I think it will just be stunning and create that coverage that we want. And with this lemongrass being new to me, this is going to be really fun to see what this does. If we have success, I cannot wait to make some recipes with this. I love the fresh taste of lemongrass and what it brings to dishes with some spice in them. So this could be really fun if we get this to grow. Now I'm just going to get everything that we got planted up today good and watered in, get these domes on, get them under the lights with all the other plants, and I'll show you where they're going to live. And we got it all done, you guys. March seed starting has officially come to a close. We now have 4 shelves going with lights. 3 of them are completely full, and we are not done. I still have 2 rounds of seed starting that we will do in April together. And if you like flowers, you're not going to want to miss the next one because we are going to start all of our zinnias for the year. I think I have 12 different varieties, and a few of them are new to me, and I cannot wait to see what they look like out in the garden. And now that March is coming to a close, the very first 2 weeks of April, we are going to start direct seeding right into our garden beds outside and officially start the garden season for the year. So if you want to watch any of the videos where I planted any of these other seedlings, I will pop them up here for you. And if you made it this far, I just want to say a huge thanks to you guys. As a small channel starting out, it's been really fun to share just the start of our gardening season. And it makes me really happy that you guys want to see what the garden's going to look like this year just as much as I do. So don't forget to subscribe because we have a bunch of fun projects yet to come this season and hopefully an abundant, beautiful garden to share with you. I hope you're having a great day and a great beginning to your growing season, and I'll see you in the next one.